Okay, this trade idea that I'll be sharing today, I've already closed it for a profit. Okay, AUDCAD, time to make a comeback. Now, this trade idea was fired out on 27th of August. Okay, so like yesterday's trade idea, okay, judging from the screenshot, you guys can see a double bottom, right? So yeah, that's actually one of the motivation behind this trade idea. Okay, let's just go over to the chart. Okay, can you guys see me? Can you guys see the chart? Thumbs up. Okay, good. So yes, as I was saying, double bottom. So what's the big deal, right? So the big deal is, if I were to, okay, right now you're looking at the H4 time frame. Okay, this trade idea was fired out based on a H4 time frame. If I were to go to daily, pardon the squashed up words over here, you can see that it's actually very, very low. All right. So if we were to go to, well, I'm not going to go weekly. Or maybe I should go weekly. Wow. Okay. So the last time, okay, the last time AUDCAD was actually trading at the 0.91 handle was, I can't see this. Let me shift this. When was it? 2020 May 24th. Okay, so it's a real long time ago. Okay, so back to H4. So why is that the case, right? So I mean, from early on this year, okay, we can see that. Sorry for all the time frame switching, but yeah, I'm just trying to bring out some points here. Okay, so over here it's 2021 January. Okay, so as you can see that since January, since the start of January, okay, AUDCAD has actually fallen by some 700 pips. Okay, yeah, main reason because of the central bank policies. Okay, we have seen so far the Bank of Canada tapered twice. Okay, as compared to the RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia, which hasn't tapered any. Okay, prior to the issuing of the trade idea. Okay, so monetary policy wise, we see a strong policy coming from Bank of Canada, making very good progress towards policy normalization, whereas the RBA at that time, early on this year, not doing much, okay, in terms of tapering. Okay, so that was the main reason why the Australian dollar actually weakened against the Canadian dollar throughout, I would say, the first 8 months of the year. Okay, so that actually led to a double bottom. Okay, it actually traded close to the 0.91 handle, but yeah, it kind of like not ready to go any lower. Okay, why is that the case? Because remember, back in July, the RBA actually announced that they're going to carry out a tapering. Okay, which is a good thing, right? So the market was a bit hesitant to push AUDCAD lower. Okay, so resulting in this double bottom. Now, and I think it was triggered within 1 week or so. Yeah, August 27. Okay. Yeah, around that timing, right? August 27. Okay, so it triggered and it went up. Now, the thing is, it did not hit my TP. Okay, it did not hit my TP, but I decided to close it. Okay, because the Bank of Canada's monetary policy meeting. Okay, so as you can see, when it actually comes up all the way to around the 0.934 level, it actually starts hovering around. Okay, so I was a bit hesitant to keeping this trade running. Okay, and during this period of time, you can see that our indicators, okay, the slow MACD and the fast MACD. In fact, the fast MACD was actually showing a downward momentum already, okay, as compared to the slow MACD, which explains why it's called slow MACD. Okay, it's still hovering across. All right, so that actually gives me I would say a signal, okay, a hint as to I should start to consider whether or not I should be holding on to this trade any longer, right? And at that time, there was this Bank of Canada monetary policy meeting, so it kind of it's like a double signal for me, okay, to say that, maybe I should just close for my profit for 122 pips, okay, because who knows what's going to turn out during the Bank of Canada, right? I mean, although I was telling you guys that, nothing much is going to be expected from the Bank of Canada, but, things do happen, right? So we're not sure. So because of this term, what do you call it, reversing of indicators, technical indicators, and the upcoming high impact news, okay, monetary policy meeting from the Bank of Canada, I decided to close the trade for 122 pips at around this candle, okay, this golden arrow over here, right? So it turns out that, well, I would say it's a decent close because it went up a bit higher, and then from then on, it just starts coming down, okay? So yeah, yesterday I was mentioning about, how, on hindsight, we can see that, if we were to close our trades for profit, we can say that it's a good close, it's a bad close, and things like that. But the most important thing, okay, the most important thing to, to decide whether or not you should hold on to a trade or close a trade is to have a plan, or rather, should I say, is to have a valid reasons such as, upcoming major news, economic data releases, monetary policy meeting, political news, and things like that. A reversal of indicators, okay, momentum, in terms of momentum, can actually give a hint to, to tell us to actually pay attention, to the price action of whichever pair that we are trading, okay? And it's, it will eventually lead to a decision, right? So yeah, so that's the trade idea that I would like to share today. And I think earlier on, about a couple of hours back ago in the Ecofin platform, okay, I think one of our members was actually, asking about AUDCAD, whether to sell or not, all right? So yeah, I actually say that, if I were to trade AUDCAD right now, I'll be looking to sell, okay? However, take note of the not Bank of Canada, sorry. Take note of the Canadian CPI data that will be released tonight, later on at 20:30 GMT plus 8, okay? And the Australian employment data that will be released tomorrow at 09:30 GMT plus 8, okay? So I think apparently there was some, I mean, the forecast was quite big, okay? It was quite big from the previous release of the data, okay? So, there may be movements in AUDCAD and things like that. So if you guys are actually planning to sell AUDCAD right now, I would say, if it moves later on, keep your trade short term, all right? If it doesn't move and if you still plan to take because there's a nice momentum going on and things like that, then, wait for the Canadian CPI data to be released and the Australian employment figures to be released before deciding whether or not to take on the trade,